10 years ago, I left my life in the US and started over, in my favorite place in the world, Rome. Today, I lead a bespoke travel agency and a life across Italy, Greece, and France, sharing curated escapes, timeless style, and the freedom to live on your own terms. If you are craving more than just travel, welcome. Subscribe and let's explore this beautiful world together, one unforgettable story at a time. When people think of Tuscany, Chianti is usually the picture that comes to mind. Rolling hills covered in vineyards, medieval towns, and world-famous Italian wine. But Chianti Tuscany is more than just perfect postcard views and wine labels. In this full Italy travel guide, I'll show you the best things to do in Chianti. From vineyard visits and wine tastings to exploring hilltop towns, scenic drives, and authentic local experiences. I'll also share how to get around Tuscany, what to expect, and insider tips that most travelers never hear. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to plan your trip to Chianti Tuscany. Now, before we begin, please remember to smack that like button. And if you're new to my channel and my vibe, and the vibe of this channel resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. All right, fabulous people, let's go explore Chianti. Chianti isn't just a destination. It's a landscape shaped by time, tradition, and wine. And there is no better place to begin than Antinori nel Chianti Classico, a winery that redefined how modern Italy honors its past. It's considered one of the most architecturally striking wine estates in all of Italy, and in 2022, it was named the world's best vineyard. Built directly into the hills of the Chianti Classico region, this estate brings together 6 centuries of Antinori winemaking history with bold, modern design. The architecture is intentionally integrated into the landscape, so the vineyards remain the focus, and in person, it's even more impressive. The Antinori family has been making wine since the late 1300s, across 26 generations. Beneath the vineyards, Chianti Classico wines age quietly in underground cellars, carved into the hillside, resting in carefully selected French oak barrels. The visit ends with a focused wine tasting, where Chianti Classico really shows its character, structured, elegant, and unmistakably Tuscan. Because Antinori nel Chianti Classico is extremely popular, I strongly recommend making reservations as soon as your travel dates are confirmed. One quick travel hack with this winery: if the specific tour you want is already fully booked, check the others. Availability often varies by experience. And if you decide to do a wine tasting here, which of course, guys, is an absolute must if you're visiting Chianti, then definitely do not miss a chance to enjoy their restaurant. The views, the ambience of this place is simply unforgettable. The food is exquisite. Their service is incredible. This place is an absolute must if you decide to explore Chianti. All right, I know it looks like a piece of chocolate, Pierre wishes, but it is actually not. This is a chicken liver with figs. Guys, this looks incredible. And this is actually not something that they usually have on their menu. This is a seasonal dish, so I'm very excited to try it. If you're wondering if you should rent a car in Tuscany after traveling this region for years, my answer is definitely yes. Public transportation does not really connect the countryside well, and with so many incredible places to explore, from Montepulciano to Montalcino, from Greve to Siena, a car will give you that ultimate freedom. Of course, another option is private transportation, and we often organize private transportation for the clients of my travel agency. But honestly, driving in Tuscany is so pleasant, right, Pierre?
Yeah, I love it.
It is so pleasant. Nothing like driving in big cities like Rome or Florence. Once you have the freedom to drive through Chianti at your own pace, this is where the experience really shifts. Just beyond the main roads, you start to discover places like Casa, a boutique winery where the focus is on the land, the vineyards, and the character of the wine, not the scale. If you plan on traveling to Tuscany and trying out different wineries, I strongly recommend for you to mix world-famous wineries with family-owned ones, because each will give you a completely different experience. At Casa, wine tastings are paired with a seated lunch featuring traditional Tuscan dishes, all enjoyed while overlooking the vineyards. Alongside the wines, you can also taste local olive oils and balsamic vinegars, from classic extra virgin to infused varieties like peperoncino, lemon, basil, and white truffle, offering a deeper sense of the region's flavors. All right, fabulous people, if you love balsamic vinegar like I do, this is going to blow your mind. This is 100-year-old balsamic vinegar. So you and I are going to taste it together right now. Put just a little bit on the spoon. That's what the owner of the winery told me. Il silenzio. Silence. Silence for the rest of the day, guys. This is absolutely incredible. And what is so interesting is that they actually recommended to put it on your ice cream. So you have ice cream mixed with 100-year-old balsamic vinegar. And of course, pieces of chocolate. Surrounded by rolling hills and olive groves, Casa offers a quieter, more personal way to experience Chianti Classico, refined, authentic, and exactly the kind of stop that makes driving through Tuscany so rewarding. And if this has you dreaming about your own trip to Tuscany, I mean, guys, how can it not? Then that's exactly what my Fabulous Vita travel agency does. We design bespoke journeys all across Italy, from the hills of Tuscany to historic sites and seaside escapes, and take care of everything. From hand-picked accommodations and private transportation to train tickets, curated tours and activities, restaurant reservations, and of course the full support of our team while you travel. And of course, I will make sure to leave you the link to the concierge service of my Fabulous Vita travel agency in the description down below. After slowing down in the vineyards, Chianti comes back to life in its villages. And Greve in Chianti is one of those places. Relaxed, local, and deeply tied to everyday Tuscan life. One of my absolute favorite things about Greve is its fresh market. Here you can find the most delicious, locally produced cheeses, meats, eggs, olive oil, aceto balsamico, and of course rows and rows and rows of wine. So make sure you come here hungry and thirsty. If you're visiting Greve in Chianti during the harvest season, the town comes alive with its annual wine festival. The piazza fills with producers, tastings, music, and locals celebrating the wines of the region. It's vibrant, communal, and very much part of everyday life here. And when you are in Greve, there is one stop that's absolutely essential. Just off the main square, Antica Macelleria Falorni has been a fixture of the town for generations. A family-run butcher shop with more than 200 years of history and a true symbol of Chianti's food culture. Inside, you'll find walls lined with traditional Tuscan salumi like finocchiona and aged-cured meats, alongside prosciutto, pecorino cheeses, fresh bread, olive oil, and local wines. The kind of place where you could build an entire lunch without ever needing a menu. I'm going to stay here, guys. Just leave me among all this meat and wine. Just leave me here until the end of the year. I'll be so happy. I'll be so happy. I'll be so inspired. So full. Oh my God. I wish I could transmit the smell to you guys. I wish I could transmit the smell. This is special. This place is special. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what to pack for Tuscany, especially in the fall. And I'm going to break it all down for you right now, months by months. Now, from the beginning of September to mid-October, you will still mainly encounter beautiful sunny days like the one today. So think summer weather and pack accordingly. Now, for the evening time, that's when it gets tricky. You definitely want to bring something with yourself to cover yourself up just a bit during those chilly evenings. So think light sweaters, light blazers, light jackets, light scarves. You definitely want to put something on to keep yourself warm. Now, you will also notice that even from the beginning of September, a lot of dining for the evening time will be moved indoors because locals actually consider beginning of September already pretty much the beginning of the fall, and you'll definitely feel it in the evening time. Now, if you plan on traveling to Tuscany from mid-October to the end of November, definitely pack on the heavier side. So warmer sweaters, jackets, coats, blazers, and scarves. Of course, you will still encounter beautiful, warm, sunny days, but as we get closer towards the end of November, they will become more and more rare. So make sure that you're packing on the heavier side, but of course, bring in some lighter items for the day. So to sum it all up, layering is going to be the key for the fall in Tuscany. So pack keeping that in mind. And of course, don't forget that no matter when you're traveling to Tuscany in the fall, you will still encounter an occasional rain. So you want to pack maybe a raincoat, rain boots, especially if you plan on doing truffle hunting in Tuscany. And of course, fabulous people, I cannot end this Tuscany travel guide without sharing with you my personal recommendation for dinner in Chianti area. And my selection for this video might actually surprise you because this place is located at a small hotel. It only has 7 rooms, and that is where I'm staying for this trip, in a tiny village of San Pancrazio. But this restaurant that I'm about to take you to is just absolutely incredible. Palazzo Tiglio is one of those restaurants where the experience begins long before the plate arrives. The chef sources herbs and vegetables directly from the garden, building each dish around what's freshest that day, so the menu feels deeply connected to the land and the season. And the result is a meal that feels as thoughtful and layered as the landscape itself. It's in experiences like this that you realize why places like Chianti aren't something you rush through. It's something you let unfold, one moment at a time. Well, fabulous. Thank you so much for watching this Tuscany vlog. I truly hope that you found it useful and beneficial. And the next video I recommend for you to watch is my full guide on Montepulciano, one of the most stunning parts in the entire region. Now, before you go and start packing for your trip to Tuscany, please remember to smack that like button. And if you're new to my channel and my vibe and the vibe of this channel resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. And I truly hope to see you all in my next video.